What if the military parades of 2025 were not just spectacles of marching troops and gleaming machines, but silent declarations of power? What if Russia and China, by rolling their might across Red Square in Tiananmen, were not only celebrating anniversaries but quietly competing to tell the world, we are the ones who can shape the future of global war? Which country truly showcased greater strength this year, and has China crossed the dangerous line into believing that sheer parade can crown it as the new arbiter of world order? Russia's parade is steeped in history. Every year, on Victory Day, Moscow transforms Red Square into a theater of steel. Tanks, missile launchers, and strategic bombers roar through the skies or roll past the Kremlin's walls, reminding both its people and the West that Russia remains a nuclear titan. In 2025, the performance was no different. Intercontinental ballistic missiles like the RS-24 Yars were displayed in their massive launchers, each capable of carrying multiple nuclear warheads across oceans. Modernized T-14 Armata tanks, though few in number, rumbled past in formation. And above, the thunder of 2160M. White Swan bombers echoed across the skies, each capable of delivering devastating nuclear payloads. China's parade, however, has in recent years taken on a scale that astonishes even seasoned observers. Where Russia's tradition is rooted in memory of World War II, China's aim is to project the future. In 2025, Beijing unveiled not only its DF-41 intercontinental ballistic missiles boasting ranges that could hit anywhere in the United States, but also a new generation of stealth drones, updated J-20 Mighty Dragon fighters, and even mock-ups hinting at future aircraft carrier-based aircraft. Rows upon rows of troops marched in perfect synchronization, a choreography meant to showcase unity, discipline, and the sheer scale of China's military rise. At first glance, both nations delivered powerful messages. Russia signaled continuity. We are still here. We are still nuclear. And we have not been broken by sanctions or by war. China signaled ambition. We are rising. We are catching up. And soon we may even surpass. Yet when we peel back the layers of spectacle, the deeper truths begin to emerge. The Russian parade is a paradox. It shows off incredible weapons, but it also reveals Moscow's dependency on symbolism. The war in Ukraine has exposed vulnerabilities in Russia's military machine. Tanks once thought invincible have been destroyed by cheap drones. Precision missiles have been used faster than they can be replaced. Behind the proud display of missiles and bombers lies an economy stretched thin and a defense industry struggling under sanctions. For Russia, the parade is not just a show of strength, it is also a reassurance to its people and to its allies that despite the hardships of war, the bear can still roar. China's parade, by contrast, is less about reassurance and more about aspiration. Beijing wants the world to see it not merely as a regional power, but as a global one capable of challenging the United States on equal footing. Its message is carefully crafted. China's missiles can reach the U.S. homeland. Its stealth fighters can rival America's Raptors and Lightnings. Its navy is building carriers that one day may patrol every ocean. But the danger lies here. Many of these systems, unlike Russia's battle-worn forces, remain untested in real combat. The J-20 has never faced an F-22 in battle. The DF-41 has never been fired in anger. The grand formations of drones and hypersonic gliders are largely a promise rather than a proven reality. And this contrast raises an unsettling question. Which is stronger? The arsenal bloodied and scarred by actual war, or the arsenal polished and new, gleaming with untested confidence? Russia has shown what happens when powerful machines meet modern realities. China, on the other hand, risks believing its own narrative, assuming that because the parade looks unstoppable, it must be unstoppable. Strategically, the parades serve different purposes. For Russia, they are about defiance. They are about telling NATO that, despite the grind of Ukraine, Russia remains a nuclear peer. Every missile rolling across Red Square whispers the same message. We can still end civilization in 30 minutes. For China, The parade is about prestige. It is about convincing its people, its rivals, and its partners that China is ready to lead, ready to enforce its will from the South China Sea to the Arctic, and perhaps even to replace the United States as the central power of the world order. Yet history provides a warning. The Soviet Union, too, loved its parades. Endless rows of tanks and missiles rolled across Moscow, projecting an image of invincibility. But in 1991, the empire collapsed not in battle, but under the weight of economic and political decay. Power on parade did not prevent power in reality from crumbling. Could China, in its hunger to project might, be repeating a similar mistake? Could it be so focused on impressing the world that it forgets that true strength is proven not in perfect choreography, but in the chaos of war? This does not mean China's military is weak. Far from it. Its rise is undeniable, its capabilities growing every year. But there is a thin line between confidence and overconfidence, between real strength and the illusion of strength. By 2025, the parades of Beijing may convince millions watching on television that China has already surpassed every rival. Yet military analysts know better. Technology must be tested. Troops must be bloodied. And wars, brutal as they are, remain the only true measure of readiness. So who showcased greater power in 2025? Russia showed endurance, the ability to keep marching even as it bleeds in Ukraine. China showed ambition, the hunger to leapfrog into the ranks of the superpowers. Both sent strong messages, but both also revealed their vulnerabilities. Russia's strength is tarnished by China's strength is untested and perhaps inflated by self-belief. And that brings us back to the question we began with. Who impressed more in the parade, the Russians or the Chinese? The honest answer is, it depends on what you value. If you value raw display, China's parade is unmatched in scale, precision, and futuristic technology. If you value hardened steel proven in fire, Russia's battered arsenal still casts a longer shadow. But if you value lessons from history, perhaps the truest answer is this. Parades do not win wars. They win applause. What decides the fate of nations is not how straight the troops march on a sunny day, but how resilient they are when the first missile strikes in the dead of night. So is China deluding itself into thinking it can already decide the fate of a world war? Perhaps not yet, but the danger of believing its own spectacle is real. 2. Project power is one thing. To wield it under the weight of real conflict is another. And history has shown us again and again that the armies who dazzled on parade often stumbled on the battlefield. What do you think? Between Russia and China in 2025, who truly projected greater strength and who revealed more about their weakness? Could China's growing parades be a glimpse of inevitable dominance or a warning sign of overconfidence? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this analysis compelling, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Novastra Defense. Here, we go beyond the spectacle to uncover the reality of military power and the strategies shaping tomorrow's wars. This is Novastra Defense. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.